like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alright y'all, I am back with some new content. This video features Solar. Now guys, please try to stay focused and listen to everything that he's saying. And of course, I'm going to interject with my commentary where I see fit. Alright guys, let's get into this video.
Yeah, I just wanted to all right, so basically, yeah, I was in Janae's live. Yeah, man, y'all don't like it when I go live. Oh shit, he gonna talk some shit, right? Sure, whatever. I just think it's funny.
You know what, Solar? I don't mind when you go live. It's just when you go off the rails talking about the 3, 6, 9, 12, 10, 13, all of that stuff. That's when you completely lose me. Completely.
I guess this one might be for people, I don't know what it is. But bruh, where is the concept and where is the idea that I don't want to be there for my children? And where is the idea and where is the concept that I have not been doing everything that I could in and out of the relationships to make it work for the children, even before the children were here, especially upon notice of conception? Bro, you think I don't want to be there for my children? You think what you want me to show and prove is literally my end result of what I'm going for anyway? I find it funny. Yeah, no, not being there for the birth. See, this is a thing, right? You're jumping in at a space where there is so much more before. And for you to say that I'm doing nothing literally requires you to acknowledge none of what I have done. It's a choice. It's a choice because there's plenty of people acknowledging what I do. Janae is one of them. So it's funny how you comments I've learned through talking to Janae myself, dealing with Janae myself, versus what's online. When Velvet is there to express herself, when Janae is there to express herself, it's interesting how people show up, right? To try to in the comments. And the comments are actually kind of important. You know, y'all are kind of important in this, especially because we're putting it online for you to watch and for you to see. So you should be able to understand as well. And we should be able to give you those things to understand if we're going to put this online, right? Otherwise, it's just more confusion. So I come here literally to clarify a lot of that confusion. The reason why I like to go live and talk about these things is to clear up a lot of the confusion. So from time to time, I do tend to address actually what had happened, and saying, what happened in the instances. However, for me to continue to address this, with y'all, one thing needs to be understood is that Janae does not feel how y'all feel, and Velvet does not feel how y'all feel. You guys have a lot of things from your lives and your history with your parents or your parenting journey.
Now, Solar, that's a broad assumption that you're making there, that people who have a concern about how you move and what you're doing had issues with their parents or issues in their parenting. Sir, everybody can spot a bum from a mile away. Everybody could spot a deadbeat dad from a mile away. If Janae and Velvet don't feel the way that the public does, then that's on them. They'll just have to learn in the long run. Because, sir, you're going to need some help, mental help, in order to be a real father.
To where I'm sure y'all emotions get involved. And noting that over 85% of my following is all women from the ages of 20 to 45. It's my entire following. I know that y'all are not happy with not being able to see me with my children, not really knowing what I'm doing in my life, not really knowing the efforts that I am making. And I'm sure that it could have been issues for you. Like Janae right now, she just texted me. It's always love with her. Please know that. That's what she just texted me. It's always love with me. Please know that. You know, she just texted that. Like and it's cool. She's been texting me because unfortunately the T feels like she should be blocking me.
And you know what, Solar? The T might not be the only person that feels that Janae should block you. So why are they always bringing up the T? Like, seriously, there's so many other people who believe that Janae and Velvet should block you. Namely me.
From connecting with them. And I don't think that's okay. I don't think it's cool. I'm not necessarily having a problem or causing a case out of the situation.
Now, let me be very clear. I'm not saying that Velvet or Janae should block him indefinitely. What I'm saying is Solar, aka Courtney, needs time and space to really grasp the gravity of his responsibility. He is a father. This music thing and rapping and trying to make beats out the window. You need money, sir.
But however, I am really, really discouraged by the simple fact that the people that say that they love and support my baby mothers, they are literally, like, in small ways doing things to cause more problems, more drama. They're saying things to cause more problems, more drama. And then they want to act like they care and support about my daughter. And then they want to act and care like they support Janae. For anybody who really cares and loves and supports Janae, it's evident she knows that. We know that. My daughter knows that. I know that. Janae knows that, okay? However, we feel it. We know it because it's being done. Like, that's being shown. The reason why I'm able to communicate with Janae is because of a lot of the things that I do, all of the efforts that I push forward with. Me not quitting, me not giving up, me not wanting my child to not be in my life. So I talk about generational curses. So yeah, like my body type really has nothing to do with this conversation. So let's just make that clear. And second to that is, you know, I have 3 baby mothers, Miss Makeda, and that's just one thing you need to understand. Velvet, yeah, it's okay. You guys can focus on moments that had happened, but you really need to understand the timeline of this generation and the timeline of what's being built right here. Whether you want to appreciate it or not, this is one of the most beautiful things to me, is that this is literally my bloodline. Y'all can say what you want. This about milk, that about milk. Bro, I've already handled all of that, though, while y'all complaining about it. I just don't report it to you. I don't need to report to you. However, I do feel the need to let you know. Your concerns have been my concerns. The moves that I've been able to make. Yeah, exactly. And I do. A natural vixen, great thing to say, because I do. I always have, and I always will. However, when they're away from me, or if I'm blocked, like quite literally, because of any emotional moments that may have happened in our life, it literally creates a window where time and space literally need to be had. And me, I'm not looking for the time or the space. I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to be with my the currently pregnant baby mother, who will be giving birth very soon, and my other baby mother who has already given birth. And funny story, you can ask Janae, even after carbonation, even when we left, I was still there for Zoka. Even after everything.
And Zoka ended up shitting on you and going right back to carbonation.
Still there for even Zoka. Because Zoka had left a couple of times after I had left. And she came to me every time, and I was able to help her. However, she ended up going back because I wouldn't be with her. That was the thing about Zoka. I wanted her to heal and take time to herself, and that was a problem with Zoka. That's one of my baby mothers. You know what I'm saying? And that was a deep relationship. With Janae, another deep relationship, another baby mother. And we didn't know she was just going to be a baby mother when she broke up with me. When she left me and flew out from the house that I have, from everything that I did provide, everything that I was able to do, after being in my next relationship with Velvet, and right in that time of being with her and agreeing and committing, we get news that Janae is pregnant. We don't have a problem with it. We think it's beautiful. Velvet and I think of generations. We think of bloodlines. We think of that stuff. We care about that stuff. We're thinking about your kids. We're trying to cultivate things so that y'all can take it and help raise your kids with it. But look at how things have played out. It's been very hard. And everything that I would offer to teach about children and raising children, everything that I would offer, everything they would offer to teach about that.
Not gonna lie, Solar, I doubt that anybody is gonna come to you or Velvet for parenting advice, or Janae for that matter. She just became a mother. Come on now.
It's like we ain't even get to do it. We ain't even get to do and practice what we know about how we should raise these children. We haven't even been able to do it. We've been trying to. And after leaving carbonation, it isn't necessarily easy to just get yourself back on your feet. For example, I'm not allowed to open bank accounts for years, guys. Like, for years, I'm not allowed to open bank accounts because of things that we've done in carbonation. And, I'm not the only person who's affected financially long-term in different ways to where that's a small hindrance. However, even through that, I still managed to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even worry about it. I work on it, but credit isn't even an option for me. Credit isn't even an option for me. Okay? Working a job would pay me less than what I've currently been making and what I've been able to build and the fruits of my labor. So I would choose the fruits of my labor, and I choose to continue to water what I have been growing, what I have been working on, what I have been building. I'm very proud of that. And
So I have a quick question, Solar. If you're building so much and you're earning more than an actual job would pay you, why is it that Janae is saying that you haven't bought anything for baby Azuli? Have you bought her diapers? Have you bought her formula? Has something changed?
it is inclusive of every baby mother, of every other mother, of every father, and every child. There's nothing that I would like to create more than something that can help everybody in those realms. And if it takes for me to go through this to know what, life can contain for a lot of us, well, because I know I'm not the only person who's been on this side, been in this position. Some women have been in, it's just different, we all have a little mix of experience. And without me here to judge your experience, to compare your experience, the first thing that I would like to do would be to understand your experience and to be like, all right, I'm not mad at the fact that you're in a position that's unfortunate. And I'm not mad at the fact that you're in a position that I don't agree with, or that you've done things that I don't agree with. But I will let you know, from my experience, it could take you here. So I'm open to your wisdom. I'm open to what the world has to say. I love the comments. And it's easy to tell that
When Solar, aka Courtney, said that he loved the comments, the lie detector test determined that was a lie. You still allow the comments to trigger you, sir?
when you want to help, but you're a low frequency person. And then it's easy to tell when you want to help and you're a high frequency person. But at the same time, those people really, they just watch and learn and observe, and they really don't do or say much. And for those who say a lot, you know very little. You know very, very little. The ones who say the most probably know the least. They talk so much. I'm allowed to talk. I'm live. It's my live. It's my page. I'm allowed to talk about me. I'm allowed to talk about my children in those situations. And I still manage to not talk about my baby mother's business. One thing they never liked was me putting too much of our business out there, but I'm also like, but what are we hiding? What do I have to hide? Like, why would I have to hide my business? My life and my business is literally, I want it to be on display for people to see what it's like to kind of move in a magical way. And that is what I do at the end of the day. So you may not see that, but I know my astrology and I know it very well. I study that. I have a North Node Scorpio in the 5th house. For anybody who would ever even look into or care at any aspect, chances are if you don't, you probably won't for yourself either. But it is what it is. This is what I live my life teaching, giving, and offering. I have a Scorpio North Node in the 5th house. For those who don't know astrology, this is what that means. Scorpio is a planet of death and release. Scorpio is a planet of rebirth. It is related to the phoenix and the scorpion. It literally has everything to do with being able to go into your fears, to being able to let go of power, give it to the universe so the universe can work for you. So Scorpio is really known as one of those magical, energetic, manifesting signs. They end up being very alone, very mysterious, but very powerful. And they have way more influence than you would think because of who they're connected to and the influence they have on them. Example, I don't need to care about what y'all think because Velvet and Janae love me. Regardless of what y'all say, regardless of what you think, they fucking love me. And it's okay, I love them too. And that's allowed. We're allowed to live in a space of love and appreciation for one another. Who we want to be with in relationships, how we want to live our lives and the lifestyle situations, those things are based on a lot of other things. You see, when my Scorpio North Node is in the 5th house, I'm being asked to literally let go of the parenting style.
Oh, okay, Solar. Now I get it. So your Scorpio North Node in the 5th house is telling you not to take care of your children and keep on living on this pipe dream of this music career that's going to make you a millionaire. I get it now.
I'm literally being asked to let go of controlling my children. I'm not even allowed to control my children as much as I want to be there for them. My energies, Scorpio 5th house, Pluto, and North Node, literally, it is the most torturous thing for me to go through. But for whatever reason, it takes me to my highest self. For whatever reason, and however it's working, and I see how it's working, is teaching me about relationships, is teaching me about love, is teaching me about generational curses, how we built up ours, dealt with ours, lived with ours, and healing ours, and how we may be creating them in children, and how we can reverse these effects, and how can we fix it? What can we do? Are we doomed to be cursed for life? Is there anything we could do about it? No. No, there's nothing necessarily that we could do about it. This is only something that you could do. Something you need to do. Something you need to do is look at yourself, study yourself, and master yourself. You see, you don't need to know about Scorpio, North Node in the 5th house. That's my energy. I'm just going to tell you about it real quick, just so you know how I've seen it play out. Pluto, Scorpio 5th house. You want to see another way it's played out? You don't believe me? Usually these people lose their first child, or because it's Scorpio and Leo. It's literally death of children. The death of a child, the loss of a child, or the removal, or the chaotic situations with children, because it's the 5th house. And usually it's like young children, like babies and like children, not like teens and stuff. They gonna get it when they teens anyway. You know, anybody can really work through their curses on their own time. Even my children will be able to. However, before that, while they're children, the 5th house is known as education because it has a lot to do with children and them watching and observing you being yourself so they can see how to live. See, children don't do what you say. They watch what you do. They do what you do. They walk in your footsteps. They copy you. They learn from what you're doing. They're downloading you in a different way than how you may currently comprehend things, because there's things about them that's not active yet and won't be active.
Y'all, Janae had baby Azuli on June 23rd, so roughly about 3 weeks ago. And here comes Solar. He's a parenting expert. What? Solar, please take several seats.
Literally until a certain time of maturity in the physical body. So, with all of that being said, all I do day in, day out is think about curriculums, is think about books, or think about this and that to create for the children. I have a child show and a book that I'm actually also working on, all to teach vortex mathematics early, to teach source code early so we can understand the importance of nature. We can understand the importance of a spiritual journey within ourselves and how it reflects into the world and how we can really work with the world to make something as simple as black matter, white light, and black light easy to children to learn early in life, to understand how reality works in all realms. Bro, that's my only care and focus.
Solar, aka Courtney, I don't mean no harm, but I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm not buying any book authored by you. Nope, I won't do it.
Focus for real, is the children. Like, my life is predicated upon reconnecting to those children, being there for them. Maybe even if it's not clear control, maybe the mothers don't want me to be there. Maybe we haven't thought about that. Maybe Solar has done everything he could to be there with Janae and gets curved or set with conditions that won't allow me to do it. And the conditions would literally take time to fulfill. But I'm not shy of that. It's just like, I have to understand that, okay, so this means not today, but maybe I can do this and maybe I can do this, and it'll be seen, and maybe I'll be granted somewhat access to my child or pictures or videos or whatever it is. I care very much and I love my daughter very much. Please don't ever get it twisted. I've done nothing but pray for a daughter, like, since I found out Zoka was ever pregnant, and I even thought about really having my own children. I realized that was everything to me. And it is not necessarily the scariest thing to me, but it's hard because the way I have to deal with my aspect, I have Moon trine Pluto, okay? So it's a very good aspect. I have a Cancer Moon in the first house. It allows me to know and have faith in the mothers, and allows me to know and have faith that I indeed am the ringleader and in control of my family and generations for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, because I'm going to be doing throughout my life and throughout the rest of my journey, because I'm not done yet, I'm going to be the ideal father. Deeper than that.
Okay, Solar, aka Courtney, you said that you're going to be the ideal father. And when is that going to start? Is that going to be next week, next month, next year, next Nevuary? Because you're not out to a good start, sir.
Deeper than that. An ideal person, an ideal soul, an ideal real model for the world. I don't want to just be there for my children. I want to be there for the world. However, there are priorities, and I'm aware of that. But the beautiful thing about these priorities is that they align me to be able to do this right. They align me to take the levels and the steps to get to where I want to be. I'm able to see the beauty in the situation. I'm pressing and I'm fighting every single day to have contact and to be in touch with my baby mothers, whether you see it or not. I come with love and respect. I'm the most respectful person. I'm doing everything I can. I'm respecting all the boundaries. I'm making it clear. I'm making my side clear, and I'm being authentic. And I'm still able to have a ton of respect, accept everything that they're saying, even when a lot of the things that they're saying is not even true, or is not even the case, but it's how they feel. Like, I never loved them. Velvet won't be with me for reasons that y'all aren't aware of. Janae is kind of similar in that way. Because in reality, it's all love and it always has been love. With me and Velvet, bro, that shit, I know that that's a hard story to talk about and people really don't like to hear about that. I get it. I know. Especially having my first daughter here from Janae. But I'm a little bit beyond space and time to where I'm like, bro, they're both like my children. Like, even though that child has not been born yet, that's still my child. Azuli's still my child. It doesn't change anything. The same energy that y'all want me to give to Janae, you would be a hypocrite if you didn't want me to give it to Velvet. The same energy. So maybe I'm not the one who's comparing them. Maybe I uniquely identify them for who they are. And maybe I acknowledge that they're on spiritual journeys as well, and they may be giving themselves what they need, which is space and time. This is a crazy time to be doing this. But we're intense people. We're powerful people. Y'all some powerful people too. But the thing is, we like to grab it. We like to reach for it. We like to strive for it because we realize that power is a responsibility. It's not a gift, or it's not something to attain. It's something that is to be managed and harnessed and honed. Okay? Responsibility. Only a powerful person can show mercy. And I show a lot of mercy. In a number of ways.
That's very good, Solar, that you show mercy. But let me tell you what. When the state where Janae lives and the state where Velvet lives gets a hold of your name as the father of their children, and they're doling out Medicaid and they're doling out food stamps and cash assistance and whatever else your baby mothers need, they are not going to show you any mercy, sir. You're going to be put on child support, sir. You're going to be required to pay your child support on time or go to jail. And don't think Mexico's going to save you either.
Okay. And I would like to start speaking how I want to speak, but I like to speak in a way that's regular for everybody, which is what they call layman terms. Don't get mad at me because I'm teaching what I'm talking about. I'm not here to hate on anybody or to bring anybody down. No, I've never been that. Velvet and Janae, ask them. Go ahead and ask them. Ain't nothing I did more than teach. Teach and educate. The fifth house.
And that's probably why they left you, Solar, because you talk too damn much.
The father. Deep, intimate, occult, spiritual concepts. Scorpio. I researched my North Node to oblivion today just to make sure I ain't tripping, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And it literally described to the T. Oh, I'm teaching a lot of people. So there's people who come to my house. There's people who come here, who live here, and they will connect to me online, or they'll meet me in person, or they'll identify my energy in person. And they'll be like, hey, you're the guy we're looking for. All this, it happens all the time. My actual life is very interesting. That happens all the time. People come over, and because of how I am, I don't talk about anything else for real. And they'll come over, and I'll start teaching them everything about everything. I could be making a song with the homie in Spanish. Bro, like the past 3-4 days, I've been teaching some of the homies in Spanish all of the knowledge in Spanish. All of the knowledge in Spanish. But what is the knowledge? The knowledge is simply this.
Did y'all know that Solar spoke Spanish? He must be really fluent in Spanish. He over there teaching classes to those Mexican people in fluent Spanish.
The coherence between the body, the mind, and the spirit to where they're all aligned. That's it. That's literally the entire process of life. That's literally what it's all about. And this is my family crest. The lotus was decided to be my family crest a long time ago. Way before any of this. My kingdom and my lineage is a lotus. It's a lotus. I don't got to call it lotus something, bro. Because that's what it is. That's my family. That's my lineage. That's my 10th house. We are known. My family got a very powerful 10th house. The opposite of Cancer, 4th house, is the 10th house, Capricorn. The reputation of the family name. We don't need to have the same last name. We got a reputation, and it has a lot to do with fame. I'm not going to be known for this, y'all. Like the drama and what people may care about and what whoever is in this room or maybe watching this video, guys, The greatness that these women, myself, Azuli, okay, Velvet, the greatness that's to come, it's not this drama. It's what we're doing. You guys got to understand that what we're doing, Janae cares about the health and well-being of all women and men alike. Janae is a fairy angel loving person to sprinkle love across the entire world and tell people and help people connect back to nature. Velvet, literally same thing. Wants to connect back to nature, teach people the importance of that, cultivate gardens, build gardens, travel the world in a very connected way. The minivan idea, the van life idea, I've lived it. I've lived van life. I've made a van. I worked with Eligio to make Velvet a van before. Anyway, I did a lot of the work for it.
Oh, so you made Eligio's wife, your baby mother, a van before? That was sweet of you.
And I learned everything about it. And one thing, and I researched a ton of it on YouTube, obviously, because of this. And what I ended up learning and doing was like realizing that, bro, this is the life I want to live. That's exactly how I live. But I don't want to do a van because I'm I got a Taurus Venus and a Taurus South Node. So I like a little bit of luxury. You know what I'm saying? I like a little bit of luxury. So I want to do either a fifth wheel with a really nice truck, or I've always wanted to get just like a super nice RV. My dreams are really big and they do require a lot of money early. And I'm not worried about the money because I'm worried about my purpose. I'm more focused on the purpose. The thing about Janae and Velvet, the number one thing that they love about me is the number one thing that they hate about me. Who here can guess the number one thing that they love about me and the number one thing that they hate about me? It's the same. Who here can guess that? Yeah, a lot of us have struggled with money after that situation, but I'm sorry, everybody's done extremely good. Very, very well, because we have not lived on donations. We've worked. I've watched Janae work for money and me work for money and Velvet work for money. We've all worked for money, bro. What you talking about? Y'all ain't, but we don't get taken care of. And if we use the government systems, so do you. Bye. Anyway.
There is nothing wrong with utilizing the government for assistance if you need it. Absolutely not. So whoever in the comments said that, I'm just going to come to his defense. If he has to get food stamps because he refuses to get up able-bodied and work, let him get his food stamps. Leave Solar alone.
The one thing that they love and hate about me is purpose. If I'm either in it or I'm not in it. If I'm in it, they love me. If I'm not in it, they don't even know who I am. Neither do I. I don't think any of us like to be outside of the version of us that's in its purpose, that's in its full thrive, that's in its full throttle, that's growing and evolving and thriving. I'm sure all of y'all want to be in that version of yourself. Okay? I do that. It just looks crazy on the internet for y'all because you don't have the intensity, or may not have to even go through the intensity that I'll have to go through. Scorpio 5th house. Y'all may have the opposite of that. You could have Taurus 11th house. It could be completely different, where you have so much security. You have a guaranteed house. You have a guaranteed job. You got good credit. You got all of this, but you're being forced to become spiritual and understand what life is about. Or that's coming from, you see what I'm saying? I don't have a Taurus North Node. I have a Scorpio North Node. I'm going towards the spiritual. I literally, the point of Scorpio North Node is to let go of the material realm completely. That is literally the point of what I'm supposed to do for you to see the best version of me, regardless if you agree with that or not. That's my energy and that's my soul, bruh. I'm not here to debate or argue that. I know me enough for that. And I've lived with me long enough to know that that is what it is. The more that I pursue jobs, the more that I look for jobs, the more that I do things for money, the slower things get, the more I lose in money. As far as me letting go of making money and following my heart, doing what I love and creating my music, the most magical golden doors open up to where I'm not even buying a house. I'm being given things by people you wish you knew. Scorpio, powerful people. Don't sleep on your Scorpio friend. They got somebody for you. And you may not know that. You may not know that Scorpio can make you rich. Whereas a Taurus is going to work to be rich. The Scorpio is going to make you rich. So I empower people more than I get empowered. I empower myself. I'm powered by my own energy doubled. How many people do you see here supporting me? How many people do you see here hating on me? Even as I say that I'm agreeing with the things that they don't like. I don't like those either. And I'm literally doing everything that I can to fix it. But guess what? It's not just me. I'm not carrying the child. And I'm not denying the access. They're doing what they need to do. I have no malice, no hate, or anger towards them. I need them to grow. I need them to evolve how they need to and how God needs them to. How the all sees this with me and my purpose. Me and my purpose in the way that my higher self sees this is that everything that they're doing is perfect. It's a part of the plan. They're going to grow, evolve, and heal in magical, amazing ways. And whenever we do come around, whenever there is a level of reconciliation, at least a minimum level needed for the children, it will be peaceful and it will be cool. And we'll be able to see each other in great ways, doing great things, regardless if we're together or not. Period. And the children, they're going to be blessed from that. The children, you want to beat generational curses, you want to help your children, find love within yourself. Maybe you might need to spend some time from your partner, and you might live with them. Just spend a little bit of time with yourself. Say, hey, for the week, I'm about to just be going here every day at this time for a week. And you just take some time with yourself, take a journal, and really start to become coherent with your body. Just go outside and breathe a little bit. Just breathe a little bit. Go get you something healthy to drink. Go outside and just breathe a little bit, connect to nature, take you a journal or something, be by yourself. You're going to see that, no, this is actually a very interesting feeling to be alone. It doesn't feel good when you're being cut off or you're being denied or the universe is making it happen. It's pulling people away from you. Because I don't push people away from me or kick them out. But because I want people around me so much, the universe takes them away from me. It's just my life. And it hurts. But I have to learn how to let go in this life. I have to master Scorpio energy. Go out there, connect with yourself. Figure out who you are. Figure out what you need. Figure out what you need to learn. Where you need to grow. Because no one's going to do that. Okay? Unless you...
I hope nobody in the chat is taking Solar's advice unless they just don't want a successful relationship.
Pay them for it, and they'll only do it for what you pay them for it. You are going to be paying yourself by paying yourself attention. And you will be able to invest energy into yourself and start to realize where you could grow. You may not be online, and we may not be able to see your dirty laundry, but I promise you that there's things where you're growing and things that you could work on, and that is the focus here. That is what we on here. There's a video uploading right now on YouTube of me teaching, and that's just me. It's just it. It's all I want to do. Velvet, all she doing and all Velvet do online is she loves to teach and share moments of living life the way that she believes that it should be lived. And there could be variety within that, of course, but it's great to be an example. It's great to be an example of change. These are leaders. These women are leaders. I'm a leader. These children are leaders. At the end of the day, we don't have the same journey as most everybody. And other leaders out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's like this. It be like this. You literally be doing your best. And none of it is appreciated. None of it is seen. We have something called delayed gratification, where our work ends up, in the end of the day, giving us the last laugh. You guys can laugh now, but at the end of the day, Capricorn energy, Saturn energy, Aquarius energy, Velvet and Janae. And I got a Saturn 10th house in mutual reception with Neptune in Capricorn 7th house, which is a divine partnership and relationship.
Solar, aka Courtney. I don't doubt that Janae and Velvet are not going to be successful. I believe that they have all the tools necessary to do so. You, on the other hand, I think you're very questionable. You're like that hand in spades. You know, when you got two in a possible, you're the possible, sir.
Being built upon spiritual understanding and depth. That's me. And being well known and famous for it because Saturn is in Pisces in the 10th house, currently in Saturn return, which is why this is happening. I'm being asked to be in my North Node. I'm being asked to be able to let go. I'm being asked to be able to take what you have to say. And know that I'm doing my best over here. Know that I'm over here sending pictures of baby formula, trying to understand what that's about and where it came from, what Azuli needs. And yes, I'm checking on them and I'm requesting videos. And yes, I'm calling. Yes, I'm showing up everywhere I can and communicating everywhere I can. Everywhere I see them, every time I see them, I let them know what my frequency is. It's love, peace, acceptance. The doors are always open for my family members. The doors are always open for them. They're the only people who I will allow to grow with me. For real, for real. Like other people, I don't feel the need to have you in my life for you to learn from what I have. So I'm creating books, YouTube videos. I'm doing a bunch of different things to be able to provide my services in a non-biased way. You see what I'm saying? Because it's too biased with the current crowd. So like I love y'all, but y'all don't care about astrology. Y'all don't care about what it is that I really have to offer. And if you do, great, then this shoe doesn't even fit you. You can be laughing at this point. But everybody else, it's like you really don't care, bro. Like you really don't give a fuck about like my purpose. You like the entertainment that comes with me walking and stepping into my purpose. And that in itself can lead you to yours. That in itself can still guide you and teach you and help you. So you're here to learn. You're here to grow. Even though you think that you're here to give an opinion. You're here to look for a reflection of that opinion. Maybe a response from it. Because if you cared about me enough, it wouldn't be showing up through a comment in a live video. I'd have your number. I'm very easy to call. People who care about me, love me, they call me. Simple. Those who care about me and love me and don't call me, they might be going through healing. They're going through what they need to go through. They're not bad people just because they're not talking to me right now. Just because they're not connected. Just because they're not good with me right now. Just because they're not in a relationship with me. Like, 5th house is relationships. 5th house is relationships. Scorpio. Intimacy. Deep romance. Do you know how much love and the type of love that I give to these women? Why do you think we're talking about pregnancy here?
Now, Solar, I hope I don't have to explain the birds and the bees to you. The reason why you're talking about pregnancy is because you had unprotected sex with Janae and you had unprotected sex with Velvet. So that's why you're talking about pregnancy, sir.
Why do you think we're talking about pregnancy? You know the type of love that I give? Bro, this is 5th house. This is romance. I have a Taurus Venus. I'm all about the touch and the sensuality. This is the rulership of Venus, excuse me. And Venus is also, Taurus is the exaltation of the moon. My moon is in Cancer in the 1st house. My moon is home, it's ruled. And it's Cancer in the 1st house. And it's also my ascendant. So it's also, this is telling you that, bro, I'm not lying. I got no reason to lie. It's not in my heart to lie. I don't feel like lying. Because I want you to feel how I actually feel. I want you to know how I actually feel. If I'm frustrated, I don't care what you're saying. What the point is, my thing is, I would want you to understand that I'm frustrated right now. And maybe that might get you to pay attention to why. I'm already knowing why. I'm already understanding why. I'm more in the feeling in this life. I'm really connecting to myself. You see what I'm saying? And I'm aware of who I am. And I reflect my emotions clearly. I've already analyzed them. I've already went through them. I got an Aquarius South Node, and my Taurus is also South Node. So these are things that I've mastered. I've mastered love. I've mastered caretaking, and I've mastered emotions. I've already mastered these energies. I grew up this way. Shout out to my mom and shout out to my sister. Like, I was raised a certain way. My father as well, because my father instilled in me very, very, very strong disciplinary aspects that I'm glad I have today, because those things are the things that make me evolve. So my father and everything my father instilled in me are the things that have me evolving consistently. I have a lot of his traits, but if I didn't have his traits, bro, I'd be going crazy because his old traits and his habits, they get me on 10. Working out, that's my dad's trait. That's my dad's habit. He an OG. That shit gets me on 10. I don't get the results that y'all get. I don't eat how you eat. I don't live how you live. My strength is different. I work out. I'm disciplined in different ways. That helps me a lot from my father. Marijuana, smoking. That's another thing from my dad. My dad's from Kingston, Jamaica. I don't know what it is about weed, but that stuff like really helps me. It do. It has my whole life. It's just, it is. If there's anything that's paid me, it's marijuana. Yeah, damn, like, yo, hey, that thing has really taken me to places in my life to where I could have certain levels of creativity. I could let go of certain levels of stress, like a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. Yes, I'm that depressed emo child. I am that depressed emo kid who saw too deep into life and wanted to kill themselves early. Never could do it though because I care too much about life and I like myself too much to ever kill myself. But to think about it and to go through it mentally, like, yeah, like even with my mother, like I would get in trouble a lot for different things because I like to be free. So I'm always out. I'm always doing what I want to do. And I'll get home sometimes and I'll get in trouble for whatever reason because I'd be lying about where I was or what I was doing because I didn't want my mom to know I'm out here smoking, chilling with the homies and gangs, all that stuff. So and other shit. So I'm so frustrated. I remember one of the first times I really kind of like lashed out. This was one of the first times I ever really lashed out, like for real lashed out. And I was in the bathroom and I had just got in trouble. I had just got accused of a bunch of stuff I did not do. I was telling the truth the whole time, and I was still getting accused of something from my mom. And I remember, I'm like, you know what? Whatever, bro. Like, you're right. You're always right. I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. What's the point of me even being here? What's the point of me even saying it? I went all the way and all that as a child, right? And I remember I went in the bathroom and I lashed out because I didn't, I love my family. I went in the bathroom. I went and took a shower to try to cool down. And I remember right when I cooled down, when I was at my calmest moment, when I was completely cool, I remember I just grabbed my fist and all of that rage, I felt it in my whole body. I just punched the shower wall so hard. And I didn't realize how powerful I was. I didn't realize that our power comes from our energy and our emotion. And there was so much blood. And it didn't hurt at all. And I liked it. And it felt good because I realized nothing can come from that energy. As I'm sitting there, I'm like, you're stupid. That was dumb. Now look at you. You were already hurt. Now look at you. And so that really was a big point for me because I realized that there's nothing I can get out of that route. There's nothing I can really get out of violence. There's nothing I can really get out of arguing and fighting. Like, I'm going to argue and fight for us to stop arguing and fighting. Like, if you want to argue, I'm going to be trying to create the peace. And that's going to be my side. I'm going to be fighting for our peace. While you sitting there fighting for your view. I'm going to be sitting there fighting for yours and mine. And I'm trying to find out how to do that. And what happens is people, I don't get them 100% all the way. And they want to explain themselves more. And they do it in a way that's hurtful. And I tolerate it. They call us space holders. Space holders is a shamanic term where these are people who have the capacity to open up their energy to people around them to be able to express maybe not the healthiest energies, but to get it out and to identify it and then to consciously work on it. So space holding. I do a lot of space holding because I'm in control of my emotions already. And if I lash out, it's literally a choice. And it's literally just for attention. And it's from a trauma. And I was able to teach myself that early. And from there, one of the biggest lessons that I've also learned was not trying to control other people because I hate to be controlled. So I've been in my North Node for a minute, y'all. Scorpio 5th house North Node since I was a child, like up to now. I've slick been in my purpose. I've been in my higher self. And it's whenever I doubt myself, it'd be a problem. So, all of that, I say all that to say this is that I know that there's no malice in these women's heart. There's no malice in mine in this situation. Everybody's literally trying to do the best that they can for the children. Velvet, without a doubt, is trying to do the best she can with the children. Just because she believes I don't love her, she believes I've been lying to her, she believes whatever else she believes, I don't really care about this, that whatever she believes, she has a whole reason for believing that. And I'm literally here holding space for those beliefs to dissipate and let the universe and let life and let those things prove it, since I won't be getting responses and I'm going to be blocked. I don't know where I'm blocked or how. I'm not allowed to send money to them as well. I get blocked on Cash App, and there's just different things that happens. So ultimately, I have to hold the space and I have to hold the time. And what I'm gonna do with the space and time on this side, in the house that I got for the family and everything that I've been doing for the family, I haven't stopped hustling either. I'm just gonna keep working on myself here. And I point at the yoga mat every time I do this. Just keep working on myself. Point at the yoga mat, the breath work. I got all my whiteboards, everything I work on. The house is clean all the time. Always clean. Just always a vibe in here. You know what I mean? There's always work in here. If people are over here, we working. You know what I mean? We doing something. If I'm smoking, I'm about to record. I'm about to record right now. Like, this is where we at with it. This is what we on right now.
All right, y'all. Brief intermission. Y'all grab y'all rum and coke. Y'all grab y'all Long Island iced tea, gin and juice. Whatever your thing is, grab it now so that you could prepare yourself to hear this fuckery rapping from Solar.
You see what I'm saying? You don't have to like my music because you might not be my crowd, but there's a demographic for me. Just like you, if you make reggaeton, you're not gonna go to just any hood and bump it. You know, you're gonna go to people who like reggaeton. So I make high frequency music, so that's my crowd. And they're asking for me. They waiting on me. And I got drops on drops on drops. You got time to finish that other build? Yo, that build was deep. I got a video uploading on YouTube right now. Y'all might want to check that out. Actually, I'll start that video with Velvet. Velvet's actually starting that video. I'm about to put it on my YouTube right now. It's uploading as we speak. And yeah, beautiful stuff, man. I'm going to be teaching a lot. I actually don't teach as much as I teach in what we were talking about. Because what we was talking about was very paramount. We was talking about one of the biggest things that I've been unveiling is white light, white matter, and black light, black matter. And the understanding of those forces and how they're not separate, how they are intertwined, how they are flowing together, and how we're not using 2/3 of our ability, at least. You know what I'm saying? Most people, even if you up to the 6th chakra, like even if you do decalcify your pineal gland, you still ain't, like, you so far from done. But people don't know that. Most people stop there. So it's levels to it. Black matter and white matter, bro. Because you got to understand, and let me just explain this. I'll say this in the room, whatever, I don't care. Black and white, they're not necessarily colors of skin. Okay, those are different variations of browns because our blood rusts due to iron. Otherwise, we would be green due to the magnesium. A lot of different things when it comes to color and the carbon and how carbon works. However, white and black. White is literally the absence of things. Black.
I would have much rather hear him do his ABCs and 1, 2, 3 rapping instead of this black and white thing that he's doing right now, because it doesn't, I'm not connecting. Is anybody, can y'all leave me a comment and let me know if this has been educational, informational, or any of the above for you? Please let me know.
Is the complete collection, totality of it all. So matter is matter. Matter is the realm and the reality. Anything that light can bounce off of and we can be able to comprehend it, okay? So letting 1 be light, let 2 be matter, 3 would be the experience of it collectively. Now you can see it. Now it's an existent thing. So white is potential. Black is, it's finite. It's finite. It's existence. So black matter is existence, whereas white matter is potential for existence. The material that your dreams are made out of is not black matter. those worlds you're running around in and things you're doing in those worlds, that is called white matter. This is that star stuff. This is your relation to the cosmos. You deal with it every night. It's different things, quasars. There's a number of things that you should know about that the government knows. Everybody knows about this stuff, but it's not taught, So it's white matter and black matter. It's very simple properties right there. So this brings a high level of importance to the metaphysical realm, the mind, consciousness and subconsciousness, and the fusion of the two and how you could do that. You see what I'm saying? So when you get into light is a little different. Light is the unseen energies. So light, you can't see light. All right, you can see matter and you can see what the light is doing with the matter. But what light is light is thought. Light is like perception. So if you have white light, that means, what I say? Okay, so there's a little fly. So I saw white light. White light would be what? White light would be the absence of things. So it wouldn't be all thoughts. White light would be some thoughts. It's the absence of thoughts. Thoughts are opposite of matter, okay? But when you have black light, this is literally the all spreading itself as much as it can. White and black are directions, okay? They're directions. That's why spectrums exist. Black would be over here, white would be over here. They're directions, okay? When they meet, this is where you get realities and worlds. When white light meets black matter, you get a finite realm. That is what this is. You're using white light, and everything here is white light and made out of black matter. When you go to sleep, everything is created out of white matter. But the thoughts you're using is black thought. It's black thought. It's black light. And black light are all of the things that you could potentially think already existent. And to become lucid in a dream, to work with the white matter, to become lucid, you would have to bring consciousness. You'd have to bring consciousness to that black thought realm. Just like here, if you wanted to manifest and you wanted to talk to the divine and you wanted to connect because you're going in that direction, well, the divine is going like that. It's trying to go to you. The divine is like a tree. The divine is like the top of a tree spreading out and then spreading out even more into roots. And you are like one of these roots. And what we should be doing in this conscious realm of black matter and white light is be trying to go back to that source. Okay? While it's spreading out to be everything, you should be connecting to it. That's how that works. You can see that even in your relationship with trees. Okay? When you go to sleep, you can become lucid if you bring white light with you to work with the white matter. Okay? This is how you can start to do magic. When you go to sleep, you become lucid. You're like, hold up. I'm me. But it's a white matter realm. It operates a little, it's literally inverted. Okay? It's black light. Here, it's the opposite. Things are different here. This is a finite realm. It's predominantly finite. And because you're not in control of yourself in the infinite realm with your black thought and white matter, you didn't know that directly emits into this realm. They're called quasars. We know about this stuff. Y'all probably just don't care about it or look into it. I've been looking into this stuff since I was like 6. I wanted to be a geneticist and an astronomer when I was like 6. I've always known what I wanted to do, what this is. And it's funny that I correlated the two, genetics and astronomy. But I didn't know about astrology. And I didn't know about energy and metaphysics. Once I learned that, I said, wait, hold up. We're not even talking about we're talking about a third, because this reality, this finite realm, is 1/3 of the reality you should be living. The second third is the sleep, the dream realm. This is your black thought realm. This is still you, but it's you operating almost like a god, because you can create anything and you are in control of it. But are you even conscious of what you are? you would have to bring a little bit of light into the dark. When you go to sleep into black thought, you'd have to bring some conscious with you. So you construct that white matter to do what you want it to do. And when you wake up, tomorrow will be affected by it. That's why I said you're missing out on 2/3. Because if you were consciously dreaming and constantly using this part of yourself, right? And in this realm, you connect your subconscious here. And you can flow the universe through. And you can connect to the source from here. And you can let the subconscious just flow messages through and just channel things in. They call that magic here. Or they call that manifestation here. When you can do that here. Can you manifest in your dream realm? When you're dreaming, where it should be easy to do anything, right? Can you manifest whatever you want? Majority of y'all is a no. It's a no. And this is something I've been working on for years. I call it psychonautical travel, whereas when you go to sleep with specific intentions to help generate tomorrow. But a lot of us do what? We fall asleep. Or there's a different number of things where we don't journal before we go to sleep. When we wake up, we don't build a connection with our astral body. Most people still have a calcified pineal gland, to where dreaming and connecting to that version of themselves and being able to be lucid is just out of the window. And they're stuck here in this dome, living in just this one realm, this one dimension of themselves, the 3D. Not even connected to the 6D, yet alone the 9D, and allow them all to be together. This is the 12th dimension, 12, 3 by 4. 3 modalities, 3 ways of energy. Some call them cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Some call them energy, frequency, and vibration. Some call them 3, 6, and 9. Some call it solid, liquid, and gas. These are modalities, okay? These are the 3 forms that reality takes. This is how it flows. This is how it works. That's what 3, 6, and 9 are. They're like directions. They're all doing completely different things, but they literally work together infinitesimally. They just work together completely. All the time. They can't even exist without each other. Okay? Then there's what? 4 elements or 4 corners. However you want to look at that. Or the cardinal, the 4 directions, however you want to look at that. North, east, south, and west. Fire, earth, water, and air. You can look at that however you want. And all of them together create ether. Or actually ether, what ether would be plasma. It would be the energetic combination of a solid going straight to a gas going straight to a solid,
Y'all, it must have been divine intervention from a higher power that muted him out because I was getting ready to fall asleep for real, because I don't know what Solar is talking about. Do you guys know what he's talking about? If anybody knows what he's talking about, please type it in the comments. I need to know what he's talking about because it is not making much sense to me right now. Asking for a friend. Somebody help me out. And then it's his connection comes back, but you can't hear him. So God is still looking out for us.
Let me know if you can hear me now. Yo, I was just teaching y'all. I didn't mean to do that. Let me know if you can hear me. Yo, I was just spitting right now. Damn. I didn't mean to do that. I'll be trying to preserve that stuff because I don't feel like people are ready for it. I was giving y'all 0.1. That's what I just gave you isn't vortex mathematics as much as it was 0-point technology. I literally just explained 0-point technology if you were able to grasp it. That is the concept of 0.1. Everything I just explained. And that is 3 things, 0, point, and 1. Those are 3 things, and each of them are 3 different symbols for 3 different reasons. And they all mean 3 different things. And it's not just for math to build buildings. They're actually able to help you understand the placement of you in this reality, which is called a dimension. A way of measuring yourself in this realm. 0 is a way of doing it. Point is another way of doing it. 1 is a whole completely different way of doing it. That cycles as 1, 2, and 3, creating our first modalities. And then that cycles into 4, 5, and 6, repeating those same modalities solid, liquid, gas, 3, 6, or 9, energy, frequency, or vibration. And whenever you get 3, you have a combination of all of them, which allows you to experience a reality. So your astral body is a 9th dimensional body. Your perception and who you think you are is your 6th dimension. It's the pineal gland, the 6th chakra. Okay, that's what makes you different than a cow, pig, a horse, any animal here on this plane. They don't got a pineal gland. They don't live on a dimension you live on. They don't think or move or operate how you do because you live in the 6th dimension predominantly, bridging the 9th and the 3rd. And the 3rd dimension is your body. And it is quite the existence here in the physical realm. It is made of this stuff, and it will become this stuff. It eats this stuff, processes this stuff. It's all the same. This is your 3D realm. And your cells live in the 3D. You don't live in the 3D. You exist in the 3D, but you don't live in the 3D. You live in the 6th dimension. You're observing what your body's doing in all those trillions of cells, and you are also a piece of what the all is doing as one of those little pieces. It's like as if one of the cells in your body. And it's all one thing, and it's all you, and you literally have control of all of it. But to access the heavenly realms, you would have to decalcify your pineal gland, and you'd have to get familiar with black light and white matter. But it might not ever matter to you. That's just how reality works. I don't know what you want to do with it. That's just how it works. Y'all do what you want with it. That's why I think that this information is given to you in every single movie, every single show, every single everything. They tell you this stuff blatantly. But people don't care. They're literally actually trying to feed it to you in ways you could get it through entertainment and media. And y'all still don't care. Y'all just call it a conspiracy. But it's like, bro, they just told you how reality works in a movie.
Y'all, I honestly don't have too much to say right now. I just needed a mental health break from Solar's babbling on and on about black matter, white matter, and all of this celestials and them showing it to us in movies. And oh my goodness. Oh, no wonder Velvet and Janae broke up with this dude.
Just told you how reality works in a TV show. They just told you the secret roots of our history and the truth of that, which you should be able to connect to if you connected to those realms. You would connect to your ancestors. You would know the truth. I know human history, but that's another talk. Now we getting into the knowledge. Now I'm getting into that. Like, yo, I'm sorry, but that's what I live for. And that is just one of the classes. Like, that's a class I'll teach in a day. You know, there's so many classes that come from this because it's what is called source code. When you understand source code, you can break down anything. Anything. But the first thing you got to break down is yourself. And the first thing you'll have to do is master yourself. And that looks different for all of us. What it looks like for your physical body to be coherent with your emotional body, okay? To be coherent with your 6th, which is the heart is a 6th dimension holder right there. The brain is for the 9th. It contains a pineal gland, the astral realms. It's the key to the astral realms. This is the key to the astral realms. Whereas the heart is where we all live and where we all connect in the 6th dimension of our perception and free will, which is a result of the heart pumping and how it does, creating its own EMF, having neurons in it, being the core of creating the brain and the stomach, the heart, the meridian between the physical and the spiritual. This is a beautiful journey. And when you can gain these things to be coherent, when your higher self, your messages from the divine are playing out in your day-to-day reality, and you're consciously aware of that, and you making it happen as a choice because of free will, right? You have a choice. And if you're aiming at a bullseye, and you're trying to get to oneness, you're trying to get to a point, you're trying to get to oneness bullseye, that means that if you're even 1 degree off, you're going to miss. So you got to know your purpose exactly. You got to be honed into what you want to do and know exactly what you want to do exactly. And that's not going to happen easy. That's going to be over years, especially with the realm that we're in, the game we're in. It's set up to make that hard for us to do. However, we can do it. And it does look different for each player in this game. It does. So I'm not going to master your chart or study your chart, but I'll give you yours and the information you'll need and help you learn it and help you learn these languages to master this game and beat this game. For sure. And to beat the game is to embody God body in the flesh. That's how you beat the game. Because when you're conscious in this realm and you're lucid here, and when you're conscious and you're lucid in your dream state, you're going to create realities infinitely. This is called love. Love wins. Because love is going to bring you here in this realm back to that point of oneness, when oneness is literally recreating realms. And that's all it is. Y'all ever seen that triangle with the light going through it and it hits the thing and it spreads out into a rainbow? You know what that means? Those are the three modalities of energy. Number one, cardinal, the white line, the triangle, which is the second one, which is fixed energy. And then you have the ray of light, the spectrum, all the different possibilities of what that same one thing could be, which is mutable energy. You see? That's how that works. So if y'all ever seen that Pink Floyd thing, those are the three modalities that the universe exists in, that God is experiencing itself in. That white line, which is just all white line, and the black background matters, but the white line hitting that triangle, that's cardinal energy, like Aries, cardinal energy going through Taurus. Taurus would be the body, the earth, the physical body, a fixed earth, fixed energy. Okay, 3 being Gemini, that rainbow. All of the possibilities, and y'all know Geminis are known for that. And this is an air sign. So it's all possibilities of thought, all different ways of being and perceiving and thinking. So that's your first 1, 2, and 3. Those are your first modalities, energy, frequency, and vibration, creating reality. And you can literally reverse that spectrum and realize, okay, bruh, so if I'm experiencing reality, that means that this has already been separated enough, for these things to be working how they are. I can trace that rainbow back to the prism to see what patterns are happening. That prism is called your natal chart. That's astrology. You can see how God is literally piecing itself together to create your entire reality and timeline and your spectrum. And for you to reverse that and to understand your spectrum, understand your source, understand your construct, is going to help you understand how you connect to God by tracing your ray of light back to the source. That's called love. It has nothing to do with anybody else. That is a journey of self, and you cannot love anyone else until you have your own connection to God truly. And then when you become God, the prism, and the ray, solar amor ray. The source, the purpose, the cause, the design, and then the ray, which is the display. That's the experience. You are God. But right now you're being a piece of God. If you go to sleep, you'll just go be God again. But that doesn't mean you're connected to it. You could be a sleeping God. When you go to sleep, you still sleep. That's why you can become lucid. Lucid should be normal.
All right, y'all, let's check out what Rambo's got going on real quick, just to break up the monotony of Solar. Rambo in Hawaii doing big things, y'all.
Growing an audience of over 100,000 people in 30 days. This is the topic of our next Wild Brotherhood call. I'm going to be sharing how I grew 100K plus on both Instagram and TikTok.
For those of you who are not aware, Rambo has started his own community. It's called the Wild Brotherhood, and it's basically a group of men in support of each other, their growth, their futures and everything. It's pretty cool.
Within 30 days using short form video content strategy. And the relevance of this is that we live in an attention economy. We can leverage technology to be able to share our own personal message, our purpose, our gifts with the world. And if you do that properly, you won't have to work a job that you don't like, or you won't have to be investing your time into doing things that you're not in alignment with. So with the power of the internet and these tools that are emerging, we can use them to be able to live the kind of life that we want and be fully in our purpose and offer our gifts and services to the world. I will be sharing my own personal tools, step-by-step guide in how I do my own videos, my short form video content strategy, the importance of personal branding, and how to create offers and monetize ultimately. What you can expect from this through your implementation is to be able to grow your audience, to share your message, and ultimately live your ideal life.
All right, y'all. So the commercial break is over. We got to get back to Solar's rant.
Were you ever taught this? Did you ever know this? So simply? Did your children get taught this? Do your children know this so simply? These are the bare bone fundamental codes of how reality works, and they taunt you with it with the dollar bill that you'd rather work for before you understand what's on it. You would never work for $1 if you knew what was on it, if you knew what it was saying, because it's giving you the message of your power. Bro, they slap you in the face with it every day. And the people who choose to use these things to wipe their butt with, that's how they feel about knowledge of self as well. Because everybody who I know that's enlightened, that it has a very high level of knowledge of self or has done a lot of healing, all of them who I know, they have a very healthy relationship with money. They understand energy. Energy. It seems to me that the most spiritual people be entrepreneurs. They just be so locked into their purpose, it look like they got a job. You don't look like an entrepreneur. It look like they built, like how'd you get that? Following my heart, meditating, drinking tea. That's what they gonna tell you. Writing intentions, journaling, connecting to my black light, connecting to my black thought. That's what they gonna tell you. There's plenty of us out here who do it regularly, normally. We all have different levels of mastery. I have a 12th house sun in Mercury. Easy. Black thought is easy. Easy. Me being here, I'm literally trying to be human. I'm trying to bro, I'm so deep. And I'm being forced to continue to be deep. It's I'm trying to appreciate my journey for real. In an energetic way, not for what I have today. Because here, I'm not worried about this house. I'm not worried about none of this. All this can go away because of everything that's here. Everything that's just here. Everything that I've gone through. Everything that I've experienced. All of the love, all of the life, all of the relationships, it's here. And I'm rich and I'm abundant and I'm full. I got, bro, I'm thinking of my children every day. I have children. I'm grateful that they're here and they're healthy at all. Because that hasn't even been in my entire reality. I haven't even been able to even have a child here, healthy or happy. All of my children before this one have not been able to experience this. This is my first child that is healthy, happy, and blessed. And is here. I'm grateful. Are you kidding me? Bro, and it's another one on the way. And they're by women who care about what I care about. Who you can call crazy and call stupid, but they gonna get on the internet and teach. Those are the women who I got pregnant. I'm proud of it. They could be very disappointed in themselves for having conceived with me. Let that be a narrative that y'all would tell. They don't feel like that. They don't. Because they know me. They know me. They do. They really do know me. They really do. They know what time it is. When it comes to purpose, being in purpose for myself and for them. You can see them with another relationship. You can see me in another relationship. You can see all that. But guess what? One thing that we always gonna do is come back to teaching this. That's the one thing me, Janae, and Velvet always gonna do. Love wins.
Y'all, I got a serious question. Did you guys enjoy that last commercial break with Rambo? You know, seeing what he's up to and how he's doing? Because I have a lot of clips of a lot of the ex Carbonation members, and I wouldn't mind adding them to my new videos, my new content, so you guys can see how they're actually doing. Like, what do you guys think about that? I need some feedback. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you in advance.
And the children will indeed be very well taken care of for their entire lives. And I will continue to do the best that I can every day, all day. Working on myself if there's nothing else I can do. Yeah, man, I see things very clearly. And, you know, it's a journey, man. It's a journey. I see some of y'all requesting to come in here. I'm about to get off of here though. I got a lot of things to do. I'll tap in with you, bro. I taught some really heavy stuff right there. I'm very proud of that live. That was a very good live. I didn't expect that to come out. Oh, you declined? Okay, bro. It's cool. Yeah, because I'm about to get back into the studio vibes right here. I'm about to record this song. And I'm posting on YouTube. Everything I just talked about right now, it's going on YouTube right now. So you can go on the link in my bio. You can see all my services in there. You can literally click level up. It will take you to my store, or you can go to and you can book very easy. It's such a dope booking process, and you'll see what I have to offer there. The books will be there later. But other than that, I got my Spotify link. My music's are in there. Like, I don't make no money from that, but I make all my money from readings. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like, readings literally have been paying me for everything. Using my gift, using my spiritual gift has indeed paid me the most. And that's not by choice, bro. Like, I'm trying to do different things. Like, that is what has been paying me the most. I'm stock trading. I'm dealing with crypto. I'm doing readings, bro. It's not even that they're just readings or it's a business. It's my gift. And it's clear that that's where I'm most valuable. And it's wealthy people who value me and value this. Like, y'all in here probably wealthy to or want to be or in that direction to an extent, just because you probably actually listening to the information though, or thinking about the information. I did. It said you declined, bro. I'm doing it again, okay? You're doing this song today. We're about to record this song.
Yo, what's up, bro?
Hey, peace,
What's
gang.
good,
Hey.
Solar? We about to go far and travel through reality. Because no matter what
Yeah.
they do, they can never change my personality. Because my mentality is coming with these strategies, my capacities. This world is trying to drain me like a battery. We slaving for a system just so we could feed our family and working for these jobs just so we could pay a salary. Man, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Okay, he got a little bit of flow with him. I like that rap. That was pretty good.
I
Like,
hear you. I hear you. Where you at? You supposed to be right here.
yo, bro, man, I'm in the O, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look,
man.
I'm proud of you. I've been watching your journey for a minute. I love to watch, what you talk about, what you teach. I just like the fact that I know what direction we going in collectively. The music that I make, the things that I talk about, bro, it is definitely the future. I've always been futuristic, and if I look
Yeah,
at my
bro.
past, it's clear. So
Yeah,
why would I doubt myself now? That's the
yeah.
thing about being futuristic, and the future is smart. Like, dumb is getting very like it's not cool. It's not cool to be stupid anymore. It's not cool to be broke and unhealthy. It's not cool no more. It's
It's
not
not,
cool to
bro.
be drugged out and like it's not cool no more. So
It's not,
now
bro.
you can see clearly what's next. And these artists that are already the pioneers of that generation in that direction, it's not that they're gonna fall off, it's that they're gonna become irrelevant. Period. And when music, especially rap, especially hip hop,
Yeah,
when
bro.
new age music, when it gets into an upper echelon of frequency, it's not gonna fall off. It's gonna reach a new standard, and people are gonna have to level up on different things to be relevant in the ages of information. The shit that I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about that they don't know about, that's called power, y'all. That's what power
Called power,
looks like.
bro.
That's how
Called
you
love
know
wins,
somebody.
man.
That's it. And then when they're able to show growth over time, that should be enough for you, because no one is complete. Not even Bill Gates is. You wouldn't even say Bill Gates is done in his spiritual journey if he's even in it, and that would
Yeah,
take
right.
his value down by,
Right,
like,
yeah.
to me, immediately in my head, because I'm way more wealthy for at least acknowledging these parts of myself and
Facts.
putting
Health is wealth,
them
man.
at the forefront.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm pretty sure my head is on straight, and I think that, what the only thing I want to push for is love, which is really just a more open perspective
Yeah.
to other people's journeys, and like not needing to control it all. And if your purpose is to be a controlling person, you're probably a leader, and you probably should step into that. And that, you see what I'm saying? Because you probably
Yeah,
right.
bro.
If you a
Yeah.
Virgo and you self-critical, maybe you should listen to your criticism, because you a perfectionist. Nigga, listen to yourself. Don't be like, man, my mom's so critical. My mom is, because you fucking up and you see it.
Mm-hmm.
Use your gift. Use your gift. Don't fight it. Let your energy be what it is.
Wow,
So,
this is the
yeah.
universe, bro. Like, this is the universe, man. Like, talking to
Nigga,
me.
this is the universe, bro. What you
Like, you
talking
are
about?
me and I am you. We are one being through different ACTs and Gs. Like, you have a different ACT and G than I do. It's all nucleotides, right? And the
Correct.
ribosome takes that ACTs and Gs and it turns it into a perfect protein. Now I share the same DNA, but we have different genetic codes, ACTs
Different
and
readouts.
Gs.
Correct.
Different, yeah, bro. So we the
And
same thing.
and that's a funny story in itself, because when you look into that genetics and human history and how we are, you see even more slices and pieces of divinity. And so it's
Yeah.
like, it's crazy how we here. It's an amazing opportunity. The fact that I was just over here the other day with my homie, I'm like, bro, I could be anyone right now, anything in the universe right now. And I'm
He just said he could be anything in the universe or anyone that he wanted to be right now? Like, excuse me? That's not true, Solar, because if you could, you would be the richest man. So I know you lying.
literally choosing to be me. Like, this shit gotta be the shit. Like, this gotta be the shit. Like, I chose this
Yeah.
for a reason, but I'm the universe right now. Like, I could literally be anything, anywhere, and any time. But I'm focused on this guy named Solar. Bro, that is called gratitude. That right there, that's literally being thankful for everything in the universe possible. That means everything that I go through, every loss, every death, every gain, every win, all the new life, all of those things, bro, I appreciate it all now. Like, I'm grateful
Yeah,
for the
bro.
best journey
Gratitude.
that I'm gonna be on now, regardless of the pain that's gonna come with the prize. And I'm pretty sure the prize for me is love. I think love is the only thing that's infinite, because it's a journey to source it, because it's a journey to oneness. It can, that's the only thing that can be infinite. So I believe that in love and in that frequency, that's the only gateway to immortality. That is the only way to infinitely create realms, to infinitely be in that God space, beyond space and time, and not be tortured into an oblivion type of thing, which is when you can't navigate that energy, which is what you're here to learn as a God seed here. So
Yeah, bro.
that is why I talk about black matter, white matter, black light, and white light, because that is how you master death. This is how you master life after death, which must be, you're going to be in a love frequency in the finite realm, and in the infinite realm, you're going to, because you're already the love frequency, it's
I'm
already in that
dying
love
every
frequency.
day, bro.
It's trying to be
Every
it's trying to
day
be
I'm
different
dying.
things. Exactly,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? I'm
God
becoming
is
something
constantly
new
trying to
every
die.
day.
We are trying to live, and we need to
Yeah.
reconnect to that source to have life. And it needs to us to be connected for it to put life into us. Other than that, we just a version that's disconnected.
Y'all peep that? You see the dude at the bottom? He's smoking a blunt. That's why he can connect and understand what the hell Solar got going on and what Solar talking about. Okay, I see. He's one of him. They're one and the same.
From it, and that exists. But I refuse to be that, Because even a version that's infinitely disconnected, you could be a root of a tree and you can go as far as you want in your own little direction, to your own little point, to your own little space. You still connected to that source. You just going that way. Eventually, you're going to realize you're still connected to that source. And now that you're
tapped in, bro. Yeah, I want to let you know something. This is what I learned, bro, about the subconscious mind. It's connected to a part of the brain called the basal ganglia, right? And that part of the brain prepares the body for action. So our unconscious behaviors that manifest as conscious prepares our body for action and what we do. So we can actually self-regulate dopamine inside of our chemistry, by neuroplasticity. You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
neuroplasticity, that's the ability to, mold and shape yourself upon new experiences and skills. So just by attaining new knowledge, you gain new experience, you could change your brain pattern.
100%.
And increase your brain waves.
I think a beautiful thing to note with that is it's literally everything I've been talking about. That's living with a specific type of intent. Here's a little piece of information if y'all didn't know. In the Sahara deserts, in those desert areas, you can actually stay very hydrated, not because of the water sources around, but because, and camels are like this too, they store up so much fat that when fat burns and when you use your fat, it's hydrogen. It's another form of hydrogen. It's a hydrogen. So as this breaks down, as long as you're breathing and you're breathing properly, hydrogen and the oxygen is actually going to come together to create H3O2 in your being. And you're actually going to be able to hydrate yourself through breath. Yeah. So a lot of y'all are dehydrated because you're not breathing. I smoke, and trust me, I know that you're just not breathing right regularly. You got to breathe all the time. This is doing something for the energy of your entire being.
You got to breathe into your diaphragm.
It's a complete different connection that you got going on when you're breathing right regularly. Not just taking 10 minutes to breathe right 10 minutes out of the day. Like, bro, no. You should realize, hold on, I'm not doing this right 99% of the time. I need to work on this. Like, bro, y'all need to work on your breath. Before we work
How
on
is somebody supposed to breathe?
Can we work on breathing again? Can we do that? Step? Like, and that's crazy to me. But when you do that, the oxygen and the hydrogen come together. You are able to create your own water. That's a function of the body. That's not even an intention. Intentionally, you can alchemize a number of things in your body, each and every one of your cells, to create whatever your body needs. So bad health and poor health is a deficient understanding of self at some point. And when you do understand yourself more efficiently, you would be able to tell yourself what to heal. The pain you feel when you stretch is your body saying, we're going to work on that some more. And when you feel that pain, the body's literally going to repair the area. If you didn't feel any pain, the body would ignore it. So those impulses, the salt, all of those things that allow impulses, the cell salts. So I need to look into the cell salts. Santos Bonacci teaches that. But salt is what allows electrical impulses to even travel throughout the body, for you to even receive.
Now that's interesting. You said that. That's interesting. You said that, bro. Because I seen a study where they actually had salt connected to certain frequencies, and they created certain geometric patterns. That's what our DNA is. It's a geometric pattern.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can go drink all the sea moss you want, chug it. You could tell your body to make that, and that's just the truth. Before we start doing TK, like I got my people in here, they be doing the telekinesis, they be doing all these different things. Like, bro, alchemize like your own being first into its primal. It's not primal, but its prime state. It's apex, so that you can then now do your TK easy because you put you first. I'm just sorry, but there's just too many things that we got to work on. We're not breathing right regularly. Normally, a baby does. So we can do it. So we can. We just don't. And very powerful figures. They do this. They know this. When they walk in the room, they know. And that energy is not fake. It literally.
That dude at the bottom is just agreeing with every single thing that Solar says. makes me question if I believe they must know each other. They probably know each other already. You know how carbonation used to do. They used to only schedule, like, set up their call-in people. So I'm sure Solar had this dude calling to chop it up with him.
The energy comes from breathing right. That's literally where the energy is. It does literally fills you with life and power. It's amazing.
So let me
that's
ask
the
you a
first thing.
question.
Oh, go ahead.
So you said something very interesting. You said Santos Bonacci, right? And he also
Correct.
talks about, semen retention and Christ seed being born. Do you believe in that?
So semen retention, the way semen retention is supposed to work, like I've been down all these loopholes already, right? The way that it works, it goes with moon cycles. So, and I've always known this as well. Like it goes with moon cycles. It's like throughout the entire day, there's cycles of the 12 energies. Throughout, there's bigger cycles of that and bigger cycles of that. When you look into the moon and you look into other planets, each planet, each ring is another cycle. And we're going through many different cycles at one time. And when certain cycles align, really cool stuff can happen in this reality, especially when it's something a cycle you were born into and the wheels turning in your favor, which is astrology, and you have really good transits in the moment. Your connection and relationship with the universe should be the first intimate relationship you have.
Thanks.
Because when you understand that, you'll see when you should be using certain energies in certain ways. And most people like to use moon cycles, but they don't do rituals on specific moon cycles and things like that, specific things. But every day they don't realize whether they intentionally did the ritual or not, they were going to play out that moon energy. So it's just like I said with the dreaming. Are you lucid of it though? Are you conscious of what you're doing with it? Because you could be using the energies completely and the right energies, but you could be putting them in the wrong place. And that is the importance of having that intimate relationship, because you could love your partner all you want, but be taking the wrong actions to take care of them, not giving them what they need. So it's important to know intimately the universe.
So what about the men who don't study the woman's body? If they don't study the woman's body, because to study something, you love it. Like when I study myself, I love myself because I know myself. So if a man does not study the woman's body and realize that, her menstrual cycle is connected to the moon cycle, and they study the spiritual aspects of their woman, how can he fully love her and please her the way that she wants to?
And that is why I actually, towards the end of the day, and I didn't even say this in my whole life, I'm gonna say this now. One of the biggest things that I know I'm going to be teaching and doing is being a tantra teacher, a teacher of tantric practices, because all that is using your energy for sacred purposes and with complete attention, and involving all of your senses into whatever act you're in. I can go eat a mango right now and make it a tantric experience by smelling it, tasting it, touching it, feeling it, breathing it, energetically connecting with it, imagining its source, imagining what it's doing for me, imagining a future with it, imagining planting that seed. That's called sex. And that's what I do. And that is why my partners have always preferred me over a Leo. That is why
Poor Solar. He's always comparing himself to Elihu Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Three God. He must feel really small compared to Nature Boy for some reason. Why else would he be comparing himself in any way to this man?
Partners have always preferred me over whatever person they've been with in their life, because there's something real there and there's extra energy there that you're just not going to get anywhere else, because people aren't focused on that tantric lifestyle within themselves. So you get with somebody who's tantric with their own soul. That's funny. That's in the song I'm about to record. Like, I'm tantric with my soul. Like I said, let's heal tonight. Like, I'm tantric with my soul. Because if I'm with you and I'm having a date with a girl, nowadays, bro, it's going to be completely different. Now I'm going to sit down with them. We're going to see, like, so what are you healing? Like, so what about, it's going to be on some other shit, because it's like, I know you're not perfect, and I'm not about to act perfect. But what we working with here, and if that is something that they can entertain as a good time, I like that person. I like that. But there's something we can do something, because you're aware of yourself. You're aware of your
here's the thing, my brother.
Go ahead.
Is that just like women, men can also have full body orgasms.
Of course, that's the point.
Without releasing their precious essence, which is sperm, which is spirit. A lot of men don't realize that there's two different veins of ejaculatory duct, and there's a seminal vesicle. You know, they're two different nerves inside the body, so they happen 1 second
So
before each
this
other.
is the biological layout. Go ahead. I'm gonna
Right,
add
and
to it.
then you got the perineum, right? The perineum is
Correct.
the you know, right between, you know,
The
down in
cooch,
the
the gooch.
genitals.
They call it the gooch.
Right. And that's where you can actually, that's called the $1 million point. You could block, you know, the semen from coming out. You can retransmute it through your body, and then you can self-heal yourself.
So what you're explaining, and I want to make this clear, is
Yeah.
that you're explaining the process that men and women actually can use to experience, or not the process, but the tools and the equipment that we have that
Yeah.
actually lets us know that this is possible, regardless of how y'all feel about it. This is
Facts.
how it's designed to work. So that's cool, and I want to acknowledge that. And just to add to it, with what I was saying before, is that when you insert your spirituality and your astral body into your physical being, it naturally does that. I naturally
Facts.
can be with my partner for hours if we choose to. And not because it doesn't feel good. It's the whole thing feels great the whole time. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm gauging them and I'm connecting with them, and there's a source of energy that I get to connect to during sexual moments. So like I said, Scorpio 5th house, North Node and Pluto and Vertex. And I have a Taurus Venus. So, and you know, I'm a life path 5. I'm all about all of the senses being completely felt and understood. And so when you have intercourse, it's so easy. Like, and there's been times where I thought I came, right? I thought I came with my partner, and then I realized I didn't come because I was trying to stop myself by squeezing that area and breathing and like trying to slow down right before I came. And even though a little something still came out, I was still able to be all like, but I'm still here. I'm ready. Hey, I'm still here.
Right.
Cool. And then you just back at it like nothing ever happened. And it's just like they never know, because I'm able to just keep going. And there's different times, and I noticed that if I'm not emotionally connected to it, bro, I'm not even gonna get hard, bro. And it just is what it is for me, because I'm used to that now. If it's less than like a really like intimate time and space and act where it's not just I like spontaneity.
So here's the thing, bro. This is what I
I don't even
noticed,
get
you know,
turned on by
statistically,
reckless,
is that,
energetic exchanges.
yeah, like this is what I noticed, is that more women cheat on men who are experiencing ED, you know, and usually a lot of men get that from watching
I feel
pornography.
that. I
You know
feel
what I'm
that.
saying? So do you feel like pornography plays a big part, you know, in
No,
a sexual
I
relationship,
don't.
or nah?
I think it's the information behind it,
Okay.
because I personally have an OnlyFans page,
Oh,
and
word.
you know, only certain people want to go there. Only people who on that type of time want to be there anyway. But
Yeah.
from what I've learned about it is that that's not detrimental. Me making it and me being able to put that content out, I do it as an art form. And to
Yeah.
me, my body and my being has literally become an art, and I've actually developed a whole new level of self-love. Other people's problems, it could be their voids that they're
Yeah.
filling with porn.
No,
And that
yeah.
is not the source of their erectile dysfunction, but their perception of energy and flowing with energy is, because it's very weird to sit in a house and just stroke yourself until you just blowing loads all day. That's
Yeah, that's
weird
sick, man.
use of energy, because of everything else you could be doing with your soul and all the other things that you could be grateful for and accomplishing in life. Your only focus is that. That
And
is the
sex
disease
demons
in
are real, bro.
itself. That is
Yeah.
something else. You know, to not even see it sacred and tantric like that, bro. Like, to me, anytime I'm at the verge of coming, or ever thought about that, or in the risings when I'm doing my thing, or even when I'm making an OnlyFans video or anything like that, I
Yeah.
don't just come, bro. It's like,
Yeah.
no, it's like, and it's so funny, because in that moment right before it happens, it's like it's a decision. It's like, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? But that only happens when it's not with a partner, when it's not connected at a deeper level with another person. I think that sexual energy is definitely meant to be shared with a partner. And me personally, bro, I don't know. I just understand women. I understand the female anatomy. I understand them. and they can tell, and they fucking hate it if I'm
And
not turned
here's the
on,
thing.
or I'm not connecting to them at the time, because they know that if I'm not getting turned on or doing that, there's another problem. And like you
Exactly.
said with ED, with that, like for me, I don't necessarily experience that, but I know my body enough to be like, I'm not interested in you enough, or we're
Yeah.
not connecting like this enough. I won't even want to go into it because I'm like, I already know I'm like, bro, I'm not feeling it. I've actually experienced that every time for me. If it's a new person, it literally takes me like a week. And then after that first week, it's like all day, every day I can be like that. But before that, I'm like, I don't know. Because it's my heart space, it's my
And that
spirit, it's my
self-control, that's
energy.
next level.
But yeah, and it's natural to me, but
It's
now I'm
natural.
understanding why. And it's natural to most all men. It's just we have different thoughts and perception programs that allow us to hurt ourselves and harm ourselves
Yeah,
and
bro.
not know it, and
Yo,
give
throw
away
on
our
that
energy
beat,
like,
bro.
huh?
I said throw on that beat, bro. I want to hear
Oh,
that.
on this beat. Hold on, what I
Yeah.
say? You gotta let me rap my song first.
I thought the dude at the bottom of the screen was Cool Peoples until he just told Solar to throw on that beat. Y'all get ready. Solar's about to go ahead and do his rapping.
All right.
I just came up with it last night. It was just freestyle to this beat. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I remember it. Hey, can they see it? I just wonder. Hey, yeah. What I say? You know I'm built for this. Never calling quits. You know they watching me. Even haters copying.
Solar, why don't you try to sing instead of rapping? Like, I think singing might be better for you because this rapping thing is not working out, bro. It's not working.
Cause they see my route is green. My such make golden things. Solomon, I am a king. Something is not like Lord of the Rings. I'm talking sovereignty. If you know, you know. Hey, I ain't with the arguing. Let that dogma go. Hey, I forgot. Hey man, hold on. This shit crazy. This song about to go off, bro. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
Man,
get off
that's
the memory.
crazy. I
I
feel it, man.
just
I
made
gotta
this shit.
jump on there.
Sheesh. I'll send it to you.
Word, yeah, send it to me.
I'm gonna record right now. I'll send you a version. See what we can do. I'm
Word.
gonna be dropping a lot of music, bro. I'm gonna be dropping a lot of music.
Yo, we gotta connect. You gotta hit me
Like
up, bro.
I'm about to be doing a drop like every 3 days. I'm so stacked up. Like, and then it's crazy because I really feel like how people treating me now is funny. I'm gonna be laughing. I already know, bro. I already know because what I'm working on and what I'm doing. I don't need to be appreciated by everybody here because it's gonna be hundreds of thousands of millions of people who gonna appreciate what I'm doing. Period. And
Right.
the quality and all of that. And as long as I can breach that point, I'm good, bro. I don't need everybody to like me and know me.
Right.
Like
I don't
I
need
really don't.
nobody
I
to like
I,
me.
need, I
Yeah.
want this to be effective. That's it.
Yo, listen though. Listen, we want to separate the truth and lies and dress it in a suit and tie. And lies become truth and it's covered by a cute disguise. Now you gotta do or die, cause niggas wanna lose their pride and kids carry guns more than school supplies. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where you at right
Music
now, bro?
fire.
Like, you in Florida?
No, I'm not in Florida. I'm in Mexico. I'm in Playa del Carmen. It's
Oh,
like
word, okay.
Cancun and Tulum. Playa del Carmen right in the middle. And I'm gonna be doing a lot out here. Actually, I'm just gonna be doing a lot out here, bro. Like I can't even tell you everything I'm doing. I just wanna keep doing it. And I mean, right now I ain't even gonna cap like this downtime. Like the dark side of everything and the appreciation in that is that, bro, I get to create so much. I get to be with myself every day, all day. Like I'm
Word.
fighting to be with these women every day, all day. So I'm losing half of my day in my day, but I'm still at the same time, I got me, bro. I got complete freedom. Like, and what that allows me to do is just create, bro. It puts me in a space to just like create everything I need. That's how I know that God is giving me the opportunity to create the foundation that everybody's bitching about. Like I'm been building that shit though, and I'm actually getting closer, and it's almost done. You just complaining, so you can come in and use the
Right, I
bathroom.
feel that.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I
Right.
live here. You see what I'm saying? So whatever. They just want to come in and dump their shit, talk their shit, like use it as a bathroom. I'm like, no, bro, this is my life. Like, and I've been building this shit since I was born. So it's just not maybe not what people like or just like the kingdom of God or heaven. It's in your midst. It's right there. It's being built right in front of you. You can't see it. And it's funny, that's what I say in the beginning of the song. Can you see it? I just wonder, can they see it? Because I'm literally thinking of heaven, bro, and it's right here. Can they see it? I just wonder. Like, can they see the best in me? Can you see the growth in me? Because even if you're hating on me, I know you do. It's just, why won't you allow yourself to be there? Why won't you allow yourself to be on that frequency? Do you not think that you can grow?
Solar, wasn't that you just a few hours ago on live with Neek at night talking about Janae like she was like the worst person on the planet and degrading her and being disrespectful towards her? Like, what? You expect people to believe that you've ascended and you've changed overnight? Okay. All right, sir.
Evolve too? You
Yeah,
have to beat me
self-hate,
up and break
man.
me down because you feel like maybe you've broken down, or maybe you've
Yeah,
been
bro.
beat up, or maybe you feel like you can't recover from how much you've been beaten down and broken. Like, no, you shouldn't tell me to go get a job. You should be like, you don't want to get a job, bro? Well, I believe that you're gonna be a millionaire. And even if I don't believe that you're gonna be a millionaire, God is gonna make sure you're gonna have exactly as much as you need to do what you need to do. I pray you find purpose and love in your life. What are we talking like, yo, period? You want the child to have diapers, you want the child to have milk, you want the child to have this, you want the child to have the father, you want the child to have their parents, you want the child to have any type of sanity. Allow the parents to love themselves and allow everybody to heal and allow God to continue to do its work. Allow God to continue to do its work. Ended like that for a reason. I just wonder, can they see it? You know I'm built for this, never calling quits. I know they watching me, even haters copying, cause they see my route is green. My Midas touch makes gold of things. Solomon, I am a king. Feeling like Lord of the Rings. I'm talking sovereignty. If you know, you know. Hey, I'm not with that arguing. Let that dogma go. Hey, your astro needs some heart. What I say? Your astro needs some polishing. Meditate and flow. Hey, yo, this song go crazy. Hold on, I might have to do this. Hey, your astro needs some polishing. Meditate and flow. I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, your heart is on froze. Oh shit. And I said, I got that real like, hey, don't need shadow clones. I got that. Like this song crazy, bro. This song crazy. I fuck with this song. Hey,
I hope everybody got their drink. And if you smoke weed, I hope you got your blunt because you're going to need it for this rap.
I just wonder, can they see it? What they talking? Hey, you believe I know I'm built for this. Never call it quits. I know they watching me. Even haters copying. Cause they see my route is green. My Midas touch makes golden things. Solomon, I am a king. Feeling like Lord of the Rings. I'm talking sovereignty. If you know, you know. Hey, I'm not with the arguing. Let that dogma go. Hey, y'all don't need some polishing. Meditate and flow. Hey, yo, go. Hey, where will we go? I got that real light. Don't need shadow cones. What that feel like? Girl, I'm really trying to know. What's 3, 6, and 9? That's coherence with that soul. Hey, let them know. Solar shine like sunlight coats. Hey, moonlight pulling on my spirit. Taught the lesson to let go. Hey, I keep my love that's never ceasing. Family eating, stats increasing. Hey, yeah, it's other reason that it all happened for a reason. Hey, yo, this shit go. Can they see it? I just wonder what they told me. Would you believe? You know I'm built for this. Never calling quits. I know they watching me. Even haters copying. Cause they see my route is green. My Midas touch makes golden things. Feeling like some king. Feeling like Lord of the Rings. I'm talking sovereignty. If you know, you know. Hey, I have no time for arguing. Let that dogma go. Hey, yo, astral needs some polishing. Meditate and flow. Hey. So long time, where will we go? I got that real.
ABC 1, 2, 3. That's what I hear when I hear Solar rapping. He sounds like a child trying to rap.
Life. Hey, I got that real life. Hey, this shit go crazy. I'm about to record, y'all. That'll be easy. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this class. I'm definitely posting this. This John turned into a whole class. I love y'all, man. I love y'all. I know you never calling quits. I know they watching me. Even haters copy me. Cause they see my route is green. My Midas touch me golden thing. Solomon, I am a king. Feeling like Lord of the Rings. I'm talking sovereignty. If you know, you know. Hey, ain't got time for that arguing. Meditate and flow. Hey, this is fun. This is some fun. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
I really hope everybody survived Solar's rapping. Y'all be sure to drop me a comment, smash that like button, and share this video. I want to give a warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. To my OGs, my day ones, my ride or dies. Y'all already know what it is. We in the building with it, y'all. We are we're approaching a milestone of hitting 1,000 subs on the channel. I'm very excited, and I just want to say I am so thankful for each and every one of you. Thank y'all for riding out with me. Until next time, y'all.